A Hartford family is sharing their pain tonight after coming face to face with a man accused of killing their loved one. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Annette Montgomery. Police say back in September, 20-year-old Jayshawn Johnson shot 20-year-old Isaiah Akin Molina during a party at the People's Ballroom, a popular social club.
Fox 61's Alicia Hercules is in Hartford with more on the charges Johnson faces, and she hears from the victim's family for the first time.
20-year-old Jayshawn Johnson is charged with several offenses, including murder and conspiracy to commit murder. The victim's mother says every day without her son has been unbearable.
I can't see my son at all.
It was an emotional day in court for Ebony, Isaiah Akin Molina's mother, as she faced her son's alleged killer.
Any questions about either of these conditions? Okay.
On September 27th, police were called to Main Street in Hartford just before midnight for reports of a man who was shot. The man, later identified as 20-year-old Isaiah Akin Molina, was taken to an area hospital. He later died from his injuries. During an investigation, police determined Jayshawn Johnson was the shooter. Johnson's bond was set at $1.5 million. However, prosecutors tried to get it set at $1.75 million.
He was attempted to be apprehended by the police department. Obviously, he became combative, fought with the officer, and attempted to flee.
Akin Molina's sister, who was also in the courtroom, says her brother was loved by many.
He was really funny, very loving. Kids loved him. He was loved by everybody, actually.
As they brace for future court dates, Akin Molina's mother says she just wants someone to be held accountable for her son's death.
I know justice is not going to bring my son back. No one should be running loose thinking that it was okay to do what they did.
Johnson is facing a minimum of 25 years in prison for the murder charge. He's expected back in court on May 21st. In Hartford, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Alicia, thank you. Hamden police say 3 people are in custody following a stabbing. Police responded to Pine Rock Avenue on January 16th for a fight with multiple stabbing victims. After a lengthy investigation, police issued warrants for 3 Hamden women. Sonia Davila is charged with first-degree assault and being held on a $250,000 bond. Yuritsa Ray faces charges including attempted first-degree assault. She's being held on a $150,000 bond. And Yamiles Garcia is charged with attempted second-degree assault and is being held on a $50,000 bond. Police say all 3 turned themselves in today.
One person was arrested today, and state police are now looking for another after officials say they ran from a crash on I-84. Police did not reveal any details about that crash, but say the search resulted in a short delay in school dismissals. They also say it proved an increased police presence at schools in the area. We are told one person was found on Schoolhouse Hill Road and arrested. This afternoon, the investigation into what happened is still ongoing.
And police identified the driver who they say hit a bicyclist and drove off in New Haven. It happened just after 12:30 yesterday on L.T. Grasso Boulevard. New Haven police say Nazir Saeed Agha of New Haven drove off after the crash. The bicyclist was taken to the hospital where he is listed in critical condition. Police say Agha's car was later found on Winthrop Avenue with significant damage and evidence consistent with the crash. He was arrested and charged with evading responsibility.
And a person was taken to the hospital this afternoon after police say their car overturned in Glastonbury. They say that car left the road near Main Street and entered Salmon Brook. Officials with the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection were also called to the scene to assess a fuel leak. Right now, that crash is still under investigation.
All right, hang in there. We are in the home stretch of the cloudy and chilly weather that seems to just kind of keep coming. Tomorrow, though, we are getting close to the 70s. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here with the first check of the forecast. Rach, tell us about it.
Yeah, we are excited for either brighter or warmer weather, but put them both together and it's just a bonus, right? In the meantime, it's been drippy and drab outside today, and there's still a couple leftover spotty showers. They're pretty isolated in nature, but you can see one passing through North Branford and Guilford. If you are in Madison, Clinton, Killingworth, that is heading your way, and not like it's going to have a huge impact. You just need to flick the windshield wipers a few times, but still a shower nonetheless. Another thing we'll be watching tonight as these temperatures drop is that there could be areas of patchy fog developing as we head through the overnight and into first thing tomorrow morning. Wind speed right now is preventing that from happening, but as the wind diminishes, we'll increase our chances for some of that fog. Overnight lows will be dropping back near 40 degrees as we head towards daybreak. My graphic's stuck up here, but you can see close to 40 by 5 a.m. Otherwise, heading through the day tomorrow, it is brighter and warmer. By noon, temperatures are in the upper 50s to near 60, and we'll see highs in the mid to upper 60s as we head through the late afternoon, and some towns could approach 70. Enjoy while it lasts. We'll explain. Your full forecast is coming up.
Hi, Rachel. Thank you. The Norwich Police Department says its 911 system has been restored after an outage earlier today. The police department first announced the outage around 10:30 this morning. They say the outage did not impact emergency services because 911 calls made within the city were routed to the state police to handle. This afternoon, Norwich police say its 911 system is back up and running. Well, some relief could be coming to your electric bill, but don't expect a huge drop, at least not yet. Pura has approved decreased rates for Eversource and UI customers starting May 1st. The change comes as an adjustment tied to state-approved energy programs that are built into your bill. For many households, that means a small decrease in what you pay each month. Customers with Eversource could see bills dip by around $30 on average, while UI customers might save a little closer to $34. Governor Ned Lamont says complaints about electricity prices have been a widespread issue.
Because I think everywhere I go, people are asking me about electric prices and what are you doing about it? Rather than the public benefits charge being about 4 cents on your bill, now it's going to go down to a 1 cent credit. And that's where you get that most of that savings related to that $30 a month that you'll see reflected in a reduction in your bill starting next month.
In a statement from Eversource, a spokesperson said they are committed to advocating for bill stability and predictability for customers. You can read their full statement on our website.
Well, now to an update in the war with Iran. Hours after President Donald Trump backed down from his threats and extended the ceasefire, Iran took control of 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Brian Abel has the latest.
Iran's Revolutionary Guards say they've seized 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz and moved them to Iranian waters, while Iran state media says a 3rd Greek-owned vessel is now disabled off Iran's coast after reportedly being targeted by the IRGC. The claim's not independently verified, but the UK's Maritime Traffic Organization previously said 2 container ships were hit by fire.
Now they are basically a bargaining chip for the Iranians. They're coming into these potential talks with ships in their possession.
The escalations come hours after the ceasefire deadline between the U.S. and Iran was set to expire. But by Tuesday afternoon, President Donald Trump announced he would extend the ceasefire at the request of Pakistan until Iran submits a proposal and talks conclude, quote, one way or the other, calling Iran's government seriously fractured following the U.S.'s targeted attacks on leadership.
The problem is that through these decapitation campaigns and the fact that Mujtaba is seriously injured, there isn't a final decider.
Trump didn't offer a new deadline, though sources say he plans to give Iran a limited time frame for a unified proposal. While the ceasefire continues with the ball now in Iran's courts and a resolution unclear.
I think we're at a very precarious position and it could go either way, really.
The U.S. says it will continue its naval blockade of Iranian vessels in the Strait of Hormuz, action that Tehran says must end before Iran will negotiate. In Washington, Brian Abel, Fox 61.
And some breaking news tonight. The Pentagon announced that Navy Secretary John Phelan is stepping down. In a statement, a Pentagon spokesman said Phelan was departing the administration immediately.
The Senate Republicans are now preparing to use budget reconciliation to pass ICE and Border Patrol funding without any help from Democrats. Democrats say the reason they held back money was to force DHS to change immigration policy. The proposed funding package would guarantee funding for Border Patrol and ICE through the end of President Trump's term. That way, DHS won't shut down again a few months from now.
We have been forced by the Democrats to use the reconciliation process to see that these 2 important agencies are funded.
The partial government shutdown started almost 70 days ago. The new proposal is expected to be a drawn-out process, not just a single vote. Democrats can also offer amendments as well, so right now it's not clear when a final vote will take place.
Well, many people gathered inside the state capitol to celebrate and spread awareness about Earth Day. State leaders were there to highlight 2 grant programs that help the state conserve land. They are the Open Space and Land Acquisition Grant Program and the Urban Green and Community Garden Grant Program. Both grants also help expand access to nature and create green spaces and community gardens. Katie Dykes with the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection said the grants have helped protect more than 44,000 acres of publicly accessible land. But of course, she said the work doesn't stop there.
So I'm really proud that through the Urban Green and Community Gardens program, we're also helping to promote increased access to green space in densely populated areas and boosting local food production in urban neighborhoods.
And Dyke says the department is proud to see that the changes that have been made are made especially on Earth Day.
In the meantime, more people around the country are joining the effort to prioritize environmental sustainability. But when it comes to the 50 states, some are doing better than others. A study by Wallet Hub found Vermont, Hawaii, and California were the 3 greenest states in the union. When it comes to water, air, and soil quality, Vermont and Hawaii were tied at the top, while California was noted for its low energy consumption. As for the bottom of the list, West Virginia finished 50th behind Alabama and Louisiana.